I flew 1,076 miles to blow up my friend's LinkedIn profile, and I did it in 42 hours with one single post in a niche that I didn't know. So how did I do it? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down the strategy step by step so you can copy all the viral templates and use them in your niche. However, before I tell you how I did it, you might be wondering, why did I fly so far just to write one LinkedIn post? Well, one reason: urgency. Over the last 2 years, LinkedIn has become the #1 platform for entrepreneurs, creators, and freelancers to build their personal brands. And in early January of 2024, LinkedIn hit its first 1 billion users. And rightly so. LinkedIn is a goldmine for opportunities, and I know that. But I also know that just like every other platform, this golden era has an expiry date. And I want all of my friends to take advantage of it. So I flew all the way from London to Spain to visit my old friend Jody. She knew that focusing on building her personal brand on social media was necessary. She had all the skills, experience, and personality to win, but had one big problem: time. Having one more platform to create new content on felt like extra effort and obviously time. But to me, the clock was ticking. Every day, new people were becoming authorities in her space. So I knew that if we waited too long, the competition would get too fierce, and her chance could pass her by if we didn't act quickly. So on my way there, I came up with a strategy that would work in terms of time commitment and results. Here's exactly what I came up with. Step number 1 was asking myself, how can we make her stand out? What are the unfair advantages her content could have to make her different? So just like a Sims simulator game, I started building up Jody's online character, wrote down what her advantages were, which we then turned into content pillars or themes. They boiled down into 3 main ones: entrepreneurship and her social proof from it, her insane knowledge in the AI space and ChatGPT. We had also her own hobbies like powerlifting, which set her apart from any regular entrepreneur, which was key. So we had 3 unique selling points for her content. However, being different isn't enough. To succeed on LinkedIn, you need to understand where your skills meet market demand. In other words, what people really care about right now. Because we could have just written about books she reads or events she's spoken at, which is something she's passionate about and really good at, but we needed something practical that the market was demanding. Just like during 2021, people needed a practical way to stay fit indoors. So the sales for the Peloton static bike absolutely soared. Just like that, Jody's content needed to be something that LinkedIn desperately needed. And I knew what that was: good AI content. As I said before, we were in the middle of an AI craze. People couldn't get enough of it. But the key here was to understand why people were really into it, because people don't actually care about AI. They care about saving time, being efficient, being more productive, making more money in less time, automating boring tasks, and solving problems faster than Google or an employee. And luckily for us, Jody had all the solutions to all of these problems. So when building her content system, we focused on AI and adjacent topics such as productivity, prompting, and working. Then everything else became a bonus, such as her stories, powerlifting, and remote working. Once we understood all of the advantages that Jody had, we started putting it into practice. We updated her banner, headline, and everything in her profile so it had all the social proof people needed to trust her straight away. Then she collected all of her favorite ChatGPT prompts, stories, reflections, and lessons she could share with her new audience. And this is a trap that many entrepreneurs fall into. They spend hours trying to come up with new and inventive ideas for their posts. They get stressed, overwhelmed, and they drop the ball. So we didn't come up with new ideas, we just used old ones. And this was the biggest selling point for the entire thing, because it wasn't about wasting more time, it was about buying it back through her content. Now, I created a content system for her, including content pillars, days to post, and hook ideas for each one of them. And then, combined with her already insane offline personal brand and talent, the process was incredibly simple. Here's how you can replicate it as well. You need to make 4 lists. 1 for ideas or a brain dump. Second, content pillars or themes like entrepreneurship, AI, and powerlifting. Then underneath each theme, write 5 to 7 subtopics. So for example, for AI, Jody had 1 prompt, 2 news, 3 tools, and 4 personal takes. Using this way, you're ensuring that you never run out of things to say, even if you're talking about the same thing every single day. The content themes and pillars make it so simple. So for example, from Monday to Saturday, organize what days you'll speak about what topics. So if you have 3 content pillars, then divide them accordingly. The frequency of the topic depends on what you're most focused on. So for us, our focus was AI, so that was mostly 80% of our content, then a 10 and 10 split between everything else. Now, we had all the fancy setup, the ideas and the systems, but we weren't sure of which topic to pick as our first post. And then randomly, I asked Jody, do you have any ChatGPT prompts to organize my calendar? I don't want to hire an assistant yet. And obviously she did, and the results were insane. So we turned that simple question into an actual LinkedIn post, because Jody knew that if I was thinking about this, hundreds of people were thinking about it too. And so we had our first viral idea, a ChatGPT hack that saves you time. And because I love you, I left the entire ChatGPT prompt for you to download in the description. It's helped me so much as a full-time entrepreneur and a content creator, and I'm sure it will help you as well. And while you're down there, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can keep on flying to different European cities for 4 days just to shout at people about LinkedIn. Who knows, the next person might be you. My suitcase is ready. Anyways, so like I said at the beginning, I had flown all the way to Spain to make this post. So there was a lot of pressure for it to be good. And I needed to make sure that it performed straight out of the gate. So with all this pressure, I got to work and started applying my 3 viral frameworks to get from idea to actual result. The first part is focusing on the hook. Any good LinkedIn post needs a sentence that hooks people in immediately. And to help you write better hooks, I actually partnered up with Taplio for this video to show you how I'd use it to do this all over again. Let me show you. First, you need to log onto taplio.com. Use the hook generator to show you exactly what the best hooks to write for any niche. Then you insert the topic that you want, and then it will give you the best options. And to make sure that I'm doing my best job that I can, I used search mode and search against viral posts within those topics that I want to write about, and this helps me cut down my writing time from like an hour to down to 30 minutes per post. After that, I use its AI tool to test out different ideas and hooks. I also use very simple prompts for this, which is why I love this AI specifically instead of ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity. So the prompt that I always use with Taplio is, please make this 8 words long and get to an ideal outcome. And if you want to learn more about this, I actually got a full video on how to use Taplio to write better and faster content, and I'll also drop that in the description. So I've got viral hooks, viral proven posts, and I can use them as a guide. So to win, I followed my 3 simple rules to make it even better. So the hook had to be 8 words long, it had to have at least 2 keywords in it, and I had to make sure that the outcome was obvious. So in this case, the hook was, I found this ChatGPT hack that saves me time. The word ChatGPT adds novelty and FOMO. People always want to know the next big thing or a new way to do something. Then the word hack and saves me time also adds FOMO and some sort of scarcity, as if it's a hack, then no one really knows about it, right? Alongside how short it was, the keyword play is key in every successful hook. The best writers don't care about grammar, they care about psychology too. Now, knowing all this, I worked on the body of the post, which is exactly what comes after the first 2 lines of what you write. It made sure that the viewer had 4 key things to take away. An immediately applicable solution, a literal copy-paste prompt for anyone to go and use. I delivered on the promised immediately, and it had no fluff, no mess, it was just facts. Now, lastly, the final and potentially the most important part, the visual. This post could have flopped if it didn't have a visual of the promise. Psychologically, it excites an audience when they can see their physical problem being solved. So we added a photo of Jody's packed calendar because it was so relatable. Most people's calendars actually look like it. It's also personal because it's her calendar, and people love seeing what other people's stuff looks like. And it's also real, a simple hack that actually works. It was quick, short, and it saves people time. So what happened? The post went viral straight away. 100,000 impressions, 1,000 likes, and 300 comments. And was I surprised? No. Jody is a successful serial entrepreneur, author, speaker, and athlete. She had all the tools to win. All we needed to do was find the right system so she could go all in on LinkedIn while still running a full-time business and being an international athlete, of course. But as you know, winning at LinkedIn isn't just about creating one viral post. If you want to really grow your following and your business, you need to create repeatable systems that consistently get you results. So check out this video where I break down my 7-step system to getting clients on LinkedIn. See you there.